Steve Williams is one of the most successful golf caddies of all time and was even the man on the bag for Tiger Woods for most of his wins. Recently, he just revealed a ball change Greg Norman made as an impulsive decision that might have just cost him the US Masters title. In this video, we're going to talk about the ball change Greg Norman made and why he made it in the first place. The ball change frenzy. Tiger Woods has always been known for unnecessarily adding changes to things he didn't really need to, but one little tweak he made in particular almost changed the entire world of golf. On the 18th of May of 2000, Tiger Woods switched out his wound Titleist Professional 90 golf ball to the Nike Tour Accuracy at the Deutsche Bank SAP Open in Germany. This ball was very different in comparison to the previous one he was using. Nike's ball had a solid core and was also a slightly different shape. This was a huge change from his wound core ball, and it was an even bigger deal because switching to a completely different ball can make a world of difference when it comes to playing golf. But the most shocking part of the whole thing was that Woods was doing just fine with the new ball. In fact, he was doing even better than he was before. Obviously, since Tiger Woods was one of the biggest golf players at the time, this caused the whole world to go into a frenzy. While Tiger Woods didn't actually win the Masters 2000, he ended up winning every single tournament he went to, which was held around the same time. Many people dubbed the new ball as the main reason for all his wins. During the 2000 Masters, barely any of the players were using a solid core ball. Instead, they all used a wound core ball, which was easier for most golfers to use. However, after Tiger Woods used the Nike Tour Accuracy, every single player a year later was using a solid core ball, minus 4 other players. Things weren't exactly as they seemed. After switching to the Nike Tour Accuracy ball, Woods' performance got a lot better and won a bunch of tournaments. So everyone just assumed that this ball had to be some sort of magical creation that made everyone as good as Tiger Woods. Well, things weren't exactly as they might have looked. What everyone didn't know was that Woods had actually been practicing with the new Nike ball since January of 1999. This was almost 18 months before he used it at the Deutsche Bank SAP Open in Germany. Apparently, Woods' driver spin drop was around 600 RPMs and went up to 700 RPMs sometimes. So he decided to make a whole new ball that would make his performance even better than it already was. He asked Nike's Director of Product Development for golf balls, Rock Ishii. Woods told them to just make a few tweaks here and there to the ball he was already using, and they did exactly what he asked for. Despite this, he never officially used the new ball, but hinted to Nike that he was gonna use it at some point. Ishii actually said he was very surprised when he used the ball during the season. He even said that Woods usually makes all his changes during the off-season instead. Even when he did use it, Ishii thought that Woods would stop using the ball after the 2000 Masters. Instead, he used it to win all his other tournaments too. The impact of this on Greg Norman. Just like Tiger Woods, Greg Norman also did something very similar to him way back in the 1980s when he was in his prime. According to Steve Williams, Greg Norman was paid a lot of money to switch to a Spalding instead of the golf ball he was using before. However, unlike Tiger Woods, Norman didn't practice with this ball for over 18 months. The first time he used it was actually during a match. Steve Williams thought that this was detrimental to his career and also the worst thing he ever did. He said just because of the change in balls, it would cost him 2 shots around. Williams then also said that if Norman used another ball at the Masters tournament, then he would have won for sure. Apparently, the ball Greg Norman was using was famous at the time because of how fast it spun, but according to Steve, the ball spun too fast, which is what cost Greg Norman his chance to win the Masters. Because of this, the popularity of the ball fell tremendously, and almost no one wanted to use it anymore. This was the complete opposite of Tiger Woods' situation, who managed to popularize the Nike ball instead. The weird connection between Greg Norman and Tiger Woods. Other than the fact that both of them accidentally did the exact same things with different outcomes, Greg Norman and Tiger Woods actually have a pretty long history together. Back in 1997, Tiger Woods actually replaced Greg Norman and became the #1 ranked player in the world. They have a lot of connections with each other. Steve Williams was one of Norman's former caddies, who later ended up becoming Tiger Woods' caddy. They later become one of the most iconic duos and won many games together. The two even live pretty near each other on Jupiter Island. On top of that, Woods' home course is Medalist, which is a club that Norman actually funded with 2 others. Despite all of this, the two don't really have that much of a relationship, although Norman said that he thinks that if they really tried, they could become pretty good friends. The main reason why the two probably don't really talk is because of their 20-year age gap. Norman also talked about a very meaningful conversation he had with Woods when they met at the Medalist. Norman went there with his son and talked about father-son golf tournaments and the feeling of playing golf with their sons. In the end, Norman says the two don't really have much time for friendship, especially since their schedule has been packed since the 90s. 90s. Other golf news. Other than the revelation Steve Williams made about Greg Norman, here's some other golf news that's been trending recently. Tiger Woods still frustrated with his recovery. As a professional athlete, you need to be in the best shape possible to perform your best. However, sometimes things are taken out of our control. That's exactly what happened in Tiger Woods more than 12 years ago. In May of 2010, Woods had to drop out of the tournament during the final round because of a strange tingling sensation he felt in his lower back. It was never actually confirmed what exactly happened, but it was suspected to be a herniated disc. Later in March of 2014, he had to drop out of the Honda Classic tournament because of back pain again. Even during the last round he was in, it was pretty obvious that he'd already been suffering from the pain. A few months later, in April, he confirmed that he actually had surgery for a pinched nerve, which had been annoying him for a while. After that, Woods continued to get multiple back surgeries for years on end just to relieve the pain. But things went downhill after he got into a single vehicle rollover accident in February of 2021. He got significant injuries from the accident, including his leg basically shattering. It was so bad, doctors had to insert a rod. Tiger Woods says he intends to return for the PGA Tour, but his recovery from the car wreck has been frustrating him for a while now. There's also been some speculation among fans that Woods might not even return for this tournament either. Phil Mickelson receives criticism for his comments. Phil Mickelson was just recently heavily criticized for some of the comments he made regarding the Saudi-backed golf tours. Phil said that the Saudi authorities were scary and even talked about the famous murder of Jamal Khashoggi, the journalist who was assassinated in 2018. On top of that, Phil also talked about the criminalization of homosexuality in Saudi Arabia, where you can literally die just for being gay. Despite this, he ended up joining the tournament anyway because he thought of it as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and didn't really think that the bad reputation of the country would matter much to him. However, fans were not impressed and thought the golfer was only chasing after money. The fire at Oakland Hills caused the country club some major damage. Just a few days ago, a massive blaze caused some intense damage to the Oakland Hills Country Club, which is a historic facility and has been used to host some of the biggest national golf championships. Oakland Hills is more than 100 years old and is also kind of like a museum for all the golf tournaments that have been held there. While the firefighters managed to save most of the artifacts from the clubhouse, there's still some that's gone forever now. Fortunately, no one was hurt too badly from the accident, but a fire official said that the building will probably need to be rebuilt in order for it to be functional again. That's a wrap for today's video. Do you think the ball change made a huge impact? Make sure to let us know in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and click that subscribe button for more videos like this one. We'll see you next time.